If you like this and you want to get it for yourself, then go to my Patreon at patreon.com/silverrockscraps. With only a $2 subscription, you are able to get this and every other project that I've done in the past. Also, remember to leave a comment, rating and subscribing to my channel, it helps us a lot. Thank you and enjoy the video. Hello and welcome, this is Silverrocks, and on today's episode we are going to be doing the Destiny Ghost. Now I have a disclaimer, I have never played Destiny before, but I always like the design of the ghost companions that follow you through the game. So with that said, what we are going to do right now is we are going to pause the video, go into the description, there will be a download link right there, press it and you will be sent to the download page for this. This is a free submission, don't need to put anything on my Patreon, just go there, download it and print it for yourself. And I hope you have as much fun printing it as I had made it. So to start off, all I'm doing here is showing you all the pieces I'm going to be making. I'm going to be making the basic ghost and a few add-ons for the shells that you get in the game. To start off, select everything, deleting it, making sure that it's not turning back now. And like always, the process is always the same, cursor to center. And I'm adding a plane. Now I'm bringing this to about here. This is where we are going to be working. And to start off, we are working on the outside shell, not the core or the eyepiece. So selecting it, going into edit mode, rotate it on the X by 90, dividing it by the middle, dividing it by the middle again. There we go. Now just pulling this for top like this back, and I'm just aligning it right there. There you go. From here, what they're going to do is pretty much build half of one of the sections. I will be adding a mirror right here, not this one, a mirror to it. As you can see, it's mirroring on the other side. I'm not going to be closing it, I'm going to actually wait before I do that. Now bring this almost to the center. You have to leave a space because later on we are going to be duplicating to the back and I don't want them to merge by accident. So it's like that, and there you go. Now just pull this forward, we might just this line aligns right here, and there we go. With this done, we are going to select everything F, and that fills the whole face. The reason why I fill it with 5 or 6 is I don't want Pepakura to bend this part, I want it to be flat as possible. So with that here, we are now going to Control N, oh wait, no, that was just my point of view. Exit, Control A and click Rotate and Scale. Now the reason why we are doing this is because we are going to add an empty plane axis, making sure the cursor is that selected and adding an empty plane axis. Now with this axis that it is, select the main part you are working with and add an array modifier. As you can see, there are 4 corners to each side of the ghost, so we go to count, add 4, and that is pretty much going to duplicate what we are doing. Remove the relative offset, and they are still there, just inside the current model we are working with. So what we are going to do is going to object offset and select our empty. So what we are left to do now is going to empty, rotate by 90 degrees, and this is what we are left with. From here, I'm just going to hide the picture, the background image we're currently working with, so I can fix this. So that goes there, that goes there. There we go. So okay, you can bring it back now, making sure you're not in edit mode. There we go. Now from this point, going into the front view, exiting this and applying the mirror modifier we added before. All I'm going to be doing is pretty much closing this up. These two, going into side view, I'm going to extrude this until it creates this lip inside. The reason why this isn't working here because I added a mirror modifier to it before I should have done that, so... Oh yeah, that was just a plain axis. I was actually thinking there was a... What am I thinking? There was a edge there. And there we go, now you can see all of that. I'm just pulling this down right here so you can see the lip from pretty much anywhere. And for the moment I'm just going to leave him with this, so exiting this mesh you can see pretty much what we have. So once again, put the cursor to the select and we are going to add a new piece here. Now pressing F6 to edit this, align it to view, 12 segments, 10 rings. Actually, I'm going to remove the more segments to this. Always make sure not to scale it, reposition it or anything, otherwise you lose access to the menu. So I'm just going to scale it down. Until, as you can see here, the eye piece or the core of the ghost is almost at the edge right there. So what I'm going to do, select this, pull this forward, and have it about there. That's going to make quite a big core, but I believe I'm going to work with this. So I'm not going to alter the core right now, instead I'm going to work on this. So this can now go backward, making sure you're manipulating on the right axis. There you go. Now I believe now we can apply this, and with that applied, just select that vertex. I believe I applied the wrong one. Yes, I did. I applied the array modifier instead of the mirror modifier, so let's just re-add this. There we go. Apply the mirror, not the plane. There we go. So just close this, making sure that this is not visible so I can see what I'm working on. Now what I'm going to do here is a simple thing. I'm going to there we go, show this again, and then what I'm going to do is extrude this vertex down and connect it to these four to form a face of its own. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want there to be a space where you can actually glue the pieces together before you go to the actual core. And I want to do the very same thing on the back. So once again, I'm pretty much just going to repeat everything I've been doing, deleting that side, and having the mirror again. The reason why I'm constantly deleting and adding the mirror, because I don't want to create this surface where there are vertices in the middle of the face. I want it to be a clean face to export it, so that's pretty much why I'm doing it. From this view I'm going to select this, X, Y, 0 and enter, so that make sure that this specific part right here is completely flat. I may actually pull it in just slightly more. And by the way, when I say flat, I mean flat in the Y-axis and this flat on the Z-axis to allow these two pieces to glue together. So at this point I'm going to mirror it, I will be in the Y-axis, and as you can see here the pieces are not touching, so we have some wiggle to work with. There we go. So all we have to do now is pretty much apply the mirror again, this one, this is one of the mirror, and close it off. So like this, Control L, X, and delete. This is just going to be like this, like this, and like this, and there we go. That forms pretty much a space in the middle that allows us to put the eye core, or the core, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to scale it down just slightly so it fits in there. And once again, go into here, either on the core of the eye, whatever you want to call it. And we are going to be adding that ridge in the middle. So to do that, I'm going to make sure that I'm applying the ray modifier now. Apply. And I'm going to select this side and this, and the bottom part, until I only have 1/4 of the entire thing. So from here, I'm just going to move it up just slightly, just enough to leave a gap between the center point is this, the arm of the plane right here, the empty plane is going to be the center point, so we want to add some space there. Add the mirror again in the z-axis this time. As you can see, there's a gap that has been formed there. This should be fine, I believe. No, actually I don't like the way this is looking, so I'm actually going to go back there, select these two, Control L, and delete them, not delete. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some cut loops with pressing K, aligning that to the center, clicking and enter, Z, 0 and enter, allows us to scale it on the Z-axis. The reason why I'm doing this here and I don't want to do it at the top is because this is going to be a separate piece, so I don't mind as much. So once again, pull it up just enough, add mirror, and click on the Z, and that gives us pretty much this thing. This is what we need to work with. So what we are going to do, hide that so you don't see it. Select these two faces, bring it back, making sure that clipping is on, duplicate it. I said duplicate it, and I accidentally extruded it, and I did it again. Shift and D, not pressing E. Extrude it until it meets the middle, X, faces. Now we have this piece, select everything, scale it down. Oh, there's actually a fly right here, making sure that it's occupying pretty much the entire space. I'm going to mirror this in the y-axis so I can select that point and bring it until it's pretty much in line within this entire the vertical lines that are going to meet between the two halves. So S, Y, 0 and enter. Selecting that and pulling it inward to give it a slight gap, and this is good. Yeah, this looks pretty much fine. So remove the Y mirror and apply this. There we go. If you are wondering why I'm constantly adding and removing mirrors, I like to work that way. It's just the way I do things, so don't worry about it. A lot of people don't actually do this, they just work with one mirror modifier and then keep it. I am constantly adding and removing it, so pressing space, typing in bridge, and it should be a bridge as it loops. Press enter, space, and since it remembers what you typed before, enter again. And this is fine. So we are going to do is close this off, close this off, and close this off. I did it because I don't want to have an extra line in there. Just my saying is much easier to work with it. With Pepakura Viewer, Pepakura Designer. So just finish it by adding UI mirror, and there you go. This is the basic form of the ghost. I actually wasn't remembering what it was called. So selecting everything here. There's quite a big gap here, so I'm going to try and fill it as much as possible. Just realize that Blender actually maximized and you weren't accuracy in everything, or at least not the entire menu. Select A, Control L, I'm going to delete this so I can actually see what I'm doing here, because I'm going to need to go back in I may end up deleting these two. Okay, there we go. Voltage. Shift H. Okay, there we go. The reason why I did that is because I was noticing that the core itself was actually overlapping these edges, but since I pulled it apart on the Z-axis, it wasn't touching these, so I had to actually make sure that there was some space left in there, so they're now, it's not just an edge, just for look, it won't actually glue in place, but I'm going to keep it anyway. I want to see how much I can scale it before it starts eating everything. Okay, this is pretty much as much as I can go, so select that. And bring that back, just to cover it up. And now we can finally work on the eyepiece. So delete those, press E to extrude, scale it down till about this, pull it inward. Now I'm actually going to leave it like this, just a small ridge. Like always, I have to take some liberties with the designs I'm making. They can't be completely accurate because, well, they're made out of paper, but they're going to be made out of paper. This is just to add some depth to this, so it actually looks decent. And on the back, we're actually going to mirror this again. Oh, don't move it. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to select this entire back plate here, making sure that this is not selected. Duplicate it, bring it back, and now you don't need it, so I'm going to hide it. Select the same faces again, X and faces, and just close this one, so we'll bring the other one back. Select this loop, F to fill the faces, Control L to select everything, scale it down just slightly, bring it inward then. What that does is it creates this ridge, flat ridge around the backside of the ghost, and That's pretty much where I'm going to leave this. You see, this is a basic form of the ghost. This is the original form you will see him in, but there are some variants, some of which I'm actually going to make if I can find the reference pictures I've been collecting. Of course I can't. Wait a moment. Okay, there they are. The reference I'm having right here, there are 3 main ones that I'm going to do, or 4 in this case. This one will merely adds these protruding edge points, this one which adds an extra face to them, this one that adds this lip, and this one that adds this small plate. So I'm going to start with a small plate one, going into here, cursor selected, adding a plane, going in, rotating on the x-axis by 90, and just going to pull it forward. And I'm going to do is scale it down, scale this up, and I'm going to try to replicate the design of these pieces right here. So to do that, this is pretty much what the shape seems to be, something like this. Add 2 cuts in the center right here, add 1 for the back, edit that face, extrude it forward, and it seems that this entire thing now needs to be readjusted like this, so that it adds this edge around the entire thing. The reason why I'm not using the bevel tool right here is because that would create an extra face that I would have to alter. Delete all of the things we don't need, because we like always going to add a mirror to this. So add a mirror, and that seems to be about it. So right there, add that low cut and pull. So make sure I have everything selected, pulling this back. Yeah, this is pretty much it. So exit, apply, scale it on these x-axis now. I think we're going to keep it like this. No, this is far too big, so scale it down till about that. But it seems that it should go halfway between this face and just protrude it slightly from the back, so about this should be fine. Now all I'm going to do is pretty much just get it in position. And there we go, this is fine. So from here, add mirror. It automatically is as in the x-axis, so we are going to add it on the z-axis as well. This is it. The first of the element pieces is done. The second one I'm going to make is this one right here. This is a very simple one. It's just an extra face added to one of these things. So selecting this, Control D to duplicate it, making sure that you select all of these, delete them. In this position I'm going to add a loop cut till about there, making sure that the face is the same thickness all around. Yeah, this should be fine. Add one right here. With this face now, I'm just going to extrude it straight up, scale it on the z-axis, enter, and there we go. Now I can delete this without a problem, and I just need to add this detail. So I'm going to add a loop right here in the middle, not this middle, this actually seems to need to go inward like this. Making sure that the angle is still okay. There we go. Adding right there. This should allow me to pull this back slightly and then pull the entire thing back again. And of course, realign everything. There you go. So what we are going to do now, select this, Ctrl L. Actually no, select this, Ctrl L. Select these vertices, Alt H, so we are only seeing this. Then selecting these two, closing them, adding a mirror once again. Alt H, bring everything back. And we have these two add-on pieces. In case these four, that I'm just going to alter just slightly. This should be fine. I don't mind the way this is looking, unless I can do this. Select this entire loop, close it, this entire loop, close it. And that kind of flattens it out. I actually can't do this. No, I can't. Because in Pepakura this is actually going to work out badly, so I'm going to leave it like this. Now the next step is making this small antenna kind of a thin thing, so what's selected, plane, rotating on the x-axis by 90, making sure this is word select, merge, add center, scale this down until I'm satisfied with the shape, scale everything down. This is going to go something like this, because it has a ridge in the middle, so Alt H, because I only want to work on this one. Add a mirror to this, making sure flipping is on. There we go. So this goes back like this. This small one goes forward. Select these three, select out that one, and this should be the final shape. So select everything, Ctrl N, fix the faces, apply the mirror, Alt H to bring everything back. There we go. So now we are going to be pretty much adding it right about here. So I'm angling it back manually. Angling it this way now. Pulling it back. This should be it. So now we are going to have to cut this properly. So pressing K, enter, enter again, just repeat the process. Oh, I never made the cut right here. So Alt H, add everything I don't need. Just delete these, there we go. and we are left with a design that's going to need to be filled. There you go. This should, I believe, should be able to just latch onto the edges right there. So add mirror, Z, and there you go. The third one is done, so only room for one more add-on or one more shell format, and it's this one that adds this lip right here. So cursor selected, plane, going to edit mode, rotate on this X by 90, scale it down, bring it down, bring it down, and I'm actually going to delete everything, and in here I'm going to turn on magnet mode to face, pressing Ctrl and clicking allows us to create the vertex, and since the magnet is on, it automatically goes into the face, so we are going to extrude this downward. This actually needs to go further back, something like this. Creates somewhat of an edge right here. Just create like this, like these to fill them. Remove magnet mode at this point, and just do it like this. Add mirror to this, clipping, not collision. Making sure that it is close as possible to the design that's on the ghost itself. And I believe this should be fine. So selecting everything, filling this face because this is important. Selecting this and putting it just slightly outward. It's only supposed to go on that point right here. Spot right there. There we go. Selecting everything, E to extrude. Extrude it just slightly. And just rearrange the vertices like this. There we go. Now repeat the process, add a mirror to the Z now, and there we go. This is pretty much as finished as it's going to get, so I'm going to separate them. I touched the microphone by accident. There you go. Now I have the basic form of the ghost and 4 individual add-ons. Now I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, this is a free submission. Go to my Patreon right now. You can download it, print it, no extra charge. With that said, leave a comment, rate my video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you come back in the future.